So I've recorded this video once already and I did not like the way it turned out, so we're trying it again. Raw, the Netflix era has begun for WWE Monday Night Raw. Um I have to tell you guys, this show was just like, who was it long? You know, it's funny as my phone goes off. It's funny how the when Raw went to 3 hours, everybody was like, "That's too long. That's way too long." And oh god, the third hour was such a huge drop off on the ratings. Blah blah blah. Then they went to 2 hours late last year, and it was like, "Oh god, 2 hours ain't enough. How are they going to squeeze all this in?" And it was because at the time that they went to 2 hours, they were doing 3 hours worth of storylines. So they had 3 hours worth of storylines that they had to cram into a um 2 hour show, but then they finally got their groove back and it was all good. Um, Now it's back to 3 hours this week, at least for this week. And boy, did it feel like it. Boy, was it long. Um, the show started with a great opening video. They put the opening video out like a good 2 3 hours before the show even started on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week. Um, and it was basically doing like a history of wrestling in America, and we start using words like heel, babyface, stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, that is not what I want from WWE. You know, you don't sit there and watch a show like, and this is what I tell everybody when everybody goes, "Oh, pro wrestling is fake," but then they immediately flip on The Walking Dead or Law and Order, and they get into it. Man, what's Daryl Dixon going to do this week, or what's this person going to do this week on this show? I mean, I don't know what the big show of the day is now, um, but you don't sit there and go, "Oh, look here, that gun that they're pointing over here in Law and Order, that's a rubber gun. That's a fake gun." Or you don't get sit there and go look at Daryl Dixon on Walking Dead when that show was on, going, "Them zombies ain't real. Look, he's wearing makeup. That's a real human underneath there." You don't do that. So, and the last thing is what they're doing on these actual television shows. They're not sitting there going, "Okay, hand me my rubber gun. And then we're going to go over here and we got to make sure that the blocking in this scene is right." But they don't do that on the show. So why would you do that on a wrestling show? Why would you sit there and um why would you sit there and use terms like heel, babyface, and all this going over and all this mess? Um so I didn't like that aspect of it. That's very uncharacteristic for WWE to do. But I think maybe this is Triple H's idea of the old Vince McMahon promo of good guys versus bad guys is passe. Pal, got that. But so then they brung The Rock to the ring, and oh my God, the internet, and actually everybody, is having a complete hissy fit over this, including myself, and rightfully so. The last time we saw The Rock, all right, well, let's do this. They had the entire WrestleMania build-up. Rock and Cody, Roman Reigns. The script got flipped. It was supposed to be Rock and Roman last year. The crowd rejected it. The audience rejected it. We rejected it. No, Cody must finish his story. So they do the tag match, and then Cody finishes his story the next night. And then The Rock comes out on Raw, still a heel. Okay, in storyline, he's still a heel. And then all of a sudden now he gives Cody what we presume is a watch, and we say, "Hey, I'm going to come back for this," or whatever the case may be. We're going to have and he left, and we did not see him again till Bad Blood. I was there at Bad Blood. He did the 1 2 3, the cut across the throat, and we left it at that. At the end of the Cody Rhodes match, where he teamed up with Roman. Now I don't know if it's because he wanted to be a babyface in front of the Netflix execs. I don't know what the deal is with this, but we have The Rock. And why is Cody Rhodes sitting in the crowd? Why are WWE superstars sitting in the crowd? Period. They have they work there. Why are they sitting in the crowd? Why? This don't make any sense. Why are we sitting in the crowd? Hey, we're here enjoying the show. No, get your ass to the back and watch it on a monitor. Or why not just cut to Cody backstage, wave, hi, thank you, Dwayne, whatever. No, instead we get to Cody sitting right there at ringside, and The Rock gives him a thank you for being the quarterback for this last year. And it's like, dude, 8 months ago you were wanting to tear his freaking head off. You threw him into your bus, you busted him open, you called out his mama. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is so like, this is something AEW would do. This is something that the damn crackhead Cokehead Khan would do. Cokehead Khan. That's my new name for him. I love it. Cokehead Khan. My son, my 15-year-old son. We got a bunch of snow. My son builds a snowman, sends me a picture of it, and says the snowman's name is Tony Khan. I cracked up. Anyway, and then so yeah, this makes no sense whatsoever. None. And then he's calling out Roman Reigns and thanking Roman Reigns and all this and that. And I'm just like, okay, that kind of makes sense because they were aligned with each other. And then they do this whole thing on Instagram of I'm Chief Sayuli and blah 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 blah, the High Chief, hey, whatever the case is. I mean, I'm sorry, nobody gives a shit. If you went overseas and if Jesus himself blessed you and called you a prophet, no one would care. Sorry. At least I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. But so um then we have the whole thing of the Ula Fala. We get this match and everybody runs in. It was an okay match. It was not the best thing in the world. It's nothing compared to WrestleMania, what WrestleMania was, where we had Endgame. We had Endgame at WrestleMania. Now I hope we're not drifting down the multiverse saga like what Marvel has done. But this match was okay. It was not WrestleMania caliber, but then again, I don't think it was meant to be. We had everybody running in, Jacob and Tongaloa, whichever one it is, and then we had Sammy and Jay run in, or Jimmy, sorry, Jimmy. So then, you know, Roman Reigns wins the Ula Fala. The new bloodline is dead. There is no Paul Heyman heel turn. Paul Heyman, goes to put the Ula Fala around his neck, but The Rock comes out and does it for him. And we're all sitting there going, okay, The Rock is standing back while Reigns is putting the ones up and is posing. And we're thinking, okay, Rock is going to Pearl Harbor this son of a bitch and take him out. Nope. Nope. They just go right to the back. The Rock stays babyface. Wait, what world are we living in where you could, what is this? What is this? And then we had um John Cena come out. And John Cena does his classic promo where now all of a sudden he's going to be in the Royal Rumble and he doesn't think he could get that 16th championship and blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting here going, I do not want this guy winning the Royal Rumble. I do not want this guy winning the Royal Rumble at all. And I've said this many times on this channel. Many times on this channel. I do not think that the Royal things like the Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, tournaments, whenever they have a tournament, this stuff should be used to make new stars. You're handing, the making of a new star is handed to you on a silver platter when you do these tournaments and do these battle royals like the Royal Rumble. It should be used to elevate somebody from the mid card up to the main event status. And if they have John Cena win it, they're going two steps back with that. They got a whole year to put that damn belt on Cena. Why can't we? Why does he have to win it at WrestleMania? Why can't he win the damn thing at Survivor Series, have a 1 month reign, say, okay, I did it, goodbye, click, that's it, we're done. Everybody would be just as happy with that, I think. But no, he's got to come in and take a spot from somebody. Poor Gunther wasn't even on the show last night, and I got a feeling they're going to take the title off of him before WrestleMania. They're going to take this belt off Gunther before WrestleMania, and it sucks. It sucks that Gunther wasn't even on the show last night. We get a video package for our world champion. But they put Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre on that show. They put Hulk Hogan, who got booed out of the building, on this show. Why couldn't we have Gunther come out and cut a promo? Anyway, we then had Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This was a good match. It did what it needed to do. The title is off Liv. The problem here, once again, we got older people coming in to take something that they've spent a year, over a year, building Rhea Ripley up, building Liv Morgan up. And now they're going to cut the rug out from underneath of it because Charlotte and Becky are coming back. Again, these people should be used to build the next generation. The generation of the four horsewomen has passed. It's been what? As my GPS goes off, it's been 10 years. Almost. It's been at least 5. It's time to move on. You can't do what WCW did and use the same tired people over and over and over again. Jey Uso versus, you then had daggum people coming out after this. You had the, this whole show was just like a one-off deal to me. Um, Let me see here. We have Logan Paul. They aired a Logan Paul thing where he's 100% committed to being a WWE superstar. Bullshit. Bullshit. Um, Let me see here. Adam Pearce is chanting with Bailey. American Made interrupts. And basically, Gable says that I'm sick and tired of people thinking that I can't beat a luchador. Since when do luchadors mean anything in WWE? Since when do the term luchador, when does that mean anything? But we all know, they even announced it earlier before this, that it's Penta. We all know that it's Penta. Um, let's see, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre. Hulk Hogan came out, got booed out of the building. The reason why he got booed out of the building, because they're in California. Wrong coast, guys. Wrong coast. If you would have had Hogan come out in Atlanta, he would have gotten cheered at, over like Rover. But no, because you had a guy who was such a starch Trump supporter, I'm telling it like it is. Such a starch Trump supporter during the election. He got booed in California. These guys just had to watch their candidate, Kamala Harris, basically, take her duties as president of the Senate and certify the election for her opponent. They booed you. That's why they booed Hulk Hogan. Rollins versus Punk was amazing. It was very good. I don't want to, it's like Brett and Sean. I don't want to see these guys go anywhere near each other for at least a couple years. I don't want to see these guys go anywhere near each other ever again not ever again, but a couple years at least. This was their WrestleMania 12. Maybe a couple years down the line, you could get to the Survivor Series and all that mess. Hopefully without a screw job. But I want to see Punk cash in that favor. There's just so many places they got to go between now and Mania, man. I don't know how they're going to do it. There's rumors that Punk is going to fight for the world title on Raw. There's rumors that Punk is going to fight Roman. Roman looks like he's going to be facing off against The Rock. Is it going to be Punk and Cody? Again, Punk should be there. Punk is the wily old veteran, the best in the world veteran. He should be there to make new stars. Yes, you can still make new stars and win in Punk's case, but Punk should be having matches with these younger guys, like a Karrion Cross or somebody like that, like a Jey Uso, like a Braun Breaker. Punk needs to follow his own advice when it comes to these younger guys. These younger guys can't get better unless they work older talent and beat them on occasion. So that was the Raw in the Netflix era. Ushering in their Netflix era. I got to tell you guys, I'm not going to say I was disappointed. The production was second to none, and except for the fact that I got sick and tired of the drone shots. I was getting airsick watching this show. If you want to do one fly in, hey, have it fly from the outside of the building, go around, go into the building, fly around the ring, park in the middle of the ring, blah 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 blah. Okay. But it was constant last night. The in and out and up and down and around and down and around, whirly bird, blah 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 blah. I got so sick of it. Drones are not new technology. They've been around for years yet now. It's nothing new. Kudos to the pilot for making me airsick. They need a warning at the beginning of this show. You know how video games have warnings, flashing lights, and they need a thing at the beginning of this show. Flashing lights and subtle camera movements. It's what people used to criticize uh, indie promotions for, who had television in the early 2000s, where the cameras go in and out and everything's extreme and da 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 da. But next week they got to do better than this. From a booking standpoint, they got to get their crap together. They're white hot at the moment. They're in a boom period at the moment. They can't sit there and rest on their laurels. They have to realize, Nick Khan, Triple H, they need to sit down and have a talk with these older guys like The Rock and everything and be like, look, guys, when you're dead and gone, when we're dead and gone, what's going to be left? None of these guys are spring chickens. None of these guys in the main event, Punk, Rock, Roman, Cena, Seth Rollins is even getting up there in age. Gunther's even getting up there in age. They've got to start making new stars. And I'm not saying you hot shot people, but slowly but surely we have got to sit there. You can't get anybody else over if you don't at least try to give them a shot. It's like what Punk said in that Colt Cabana interview years ago. How do you know if I'm going to get over or not if you don't at least give me a shot that lasts more than 3 weeks? It's the old Vince McMahon analogy. He would push people for 3 weeks and then, oh, you're back in the mid card. Quit showing WWE superstars in the crowd. It cheapens them. Oh, you're not on this card, so you had to go and get a seat in the crowd to watch the show. It just looks stupid. It looks absolutely stupid. Anyway, folks, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We will see you down the road.